All right, weekend progress. Where in the hell does the guy start? All right, so I've got the power steering hooked up. Simple. See, I'm already ahead of the game. I'm already making progress. Yeah, this looks like a nightmare. They always do. They always do. But pretty much everything's marked. And I got the phone a friend with my brother, because my brother is actually better at the automotive than I am, because I'm a semi-mechanic. How the hell I got into the LS stuff? Yeah, it's a long story. So anyway, 94 truck, TBI, original. You got to pull the harness out of through the firewall, then a harness out. You don't have to, but it's still a good idea. Get all your engine wiring out of there, your PCM wiring, all that stuff for the TBI. So everything is marked except for that one. I don't know what the hell that is. I can't remember. I'll have to figure that out. Anyway, everything is somewhat routed where it needs to go. AC wires, no big deal. This is the temp gauge. It will run down around here, down in and join this harness. I have a 3-wire sensor plugged in there from a 97 Camaro, LS Camaro. I will cut that plug off, wire in the 3-wire. One sends a signal to the PCM, one sends a signal to the gauge. No big deal. This one here is the original alternator signal wire. I will wire it into the LS, unless I may run the LS side. Let the LS ECM run it. It doesn't matter. So on this one, I'm using the factory 9902 fuse block. I've only done this one other time. Generally, we make a fuse blocks, we cut the harness down. I just didn't have the time nor the want to do that. Like I said, I've done this one other time on my son's 49 Chevy truck. So anyway, it's been a long time ago. So I have the start wire pulled out. I will link it with the actual truck start wire. This is my signal wire, or the key on wire out of the cab. There's a couple more connections that I have to make in here. C9, C7, something. I've got to put power to somewhere else. I can't remember. Fuel pump wire. It will run over to that fuel pump relay. It's gonna have 2. It doesn't need it, but that one there still has the oil pressure cut off on it, I believe. So oil pressure connectors right there. I have the 94 sensor in it. That will work for that. Give me just a moment. I gotta reset. All right, the old lady had to bring me some Sharpies because I lost mine. Okay, so again, I've got the 94 oil pressure sensor adapted into the LS motor. It will run off of that. It runs through that relay as original. This green wire I have here will come over to the gray wire here, that will feed that relay. One of these is key power, one's continuous. I believe this one's continuous, the orange. It will go over to the positive stud that is on the fuse box. Okay. These wires were rear O2 and purge valve. I pulled those out so that they don't get power. I snipped off the other ends where they need to be snipped off at. That way there's nothing powered up in the harness. This is going to get mounted back here somehow, some way. These are AC and whatnot. No big deal there. I still have the factory truck AC side still on here. I don't know which way I'm going to connect it yet. I want to run it through the ECM so that the ECM can do the idle bump and all that. Again, I just don't know which way I'm going to do it yet. Not a big deal. The LS starter wire is going to go back to original. Again, it's getting jumped over there. Okay. VSS, I'm probably going to have to run, where is it? I'm probably going to have to run this VSS wiring clean to the other side, or tee in to the output side of the speed sensor. This one here is check engine light. And this is some stuff that connects inside to a control box. There's the brake wire. I have to tie into that as well. So, and back to this side. I have this connector here. I actually went to the scrapyard today and forgot to get this connector. But luckily I had this old Pontiac Sunfire 2000 year or whatever it is. I had this old harness laying around. Actually, I was going to use that harness in a 46 Chevy pickup because I have the AC box and everything. But I never built the truck. It's still sitting here. I just haven't got there yet. Anyway, I was going to build that truck and use that harness. It's just too much. I don't even know that it'd fit in the cab. Anyway, different deal. So, this was what I used just to start the engine in the truck because somebody had cut the battery cables when it was in the donor truck we bought. I didn't have any idea if the truck ran or not. So I went out, put a battery cable on it, just rigged, farmered it all up. Because like I said, somebody had cut the cables. Not a big deal. They've got to run to that side anyway, because that's where the battery is on this truck. And then it'll get the original cable, runs down to the starter. That wire from the starter over to here is still here. It's right here. That'll stay in place because that's where I'll take power. I'll cut this off. I'll cut this off right there. That will come from there over to the fuse box and power it. That'll be my constant power. So yeah, I've got quite a bit done. I've got to disconnect my fuel lines, put my harness under it. Actually, both harnesses probably need to go under it. Get those tucked and tidied back there out of the way. Get my cam sensor plugged in. oil pressure sensor plugged in, and then I've got to put Prindle switch, plug in VSS, all that stuff on the transfer case. And then it's going to be just a matter of keep on tidying and tidying and tidying until everything looks or appears close to factory as possible. That is generally my goal when doing a basically stock engine swap, is I try to make them look as close to factory as possible. So I've done, this is number 42 as far as swaps, and I done one of my first ones was a square body, black and gray short bed, beautiful truck. Did the swap on it, and I'm telling you, when you raise the hood, it actually looked like GM put the engine there. It was just, I've got pictures of it, but I had it with my phone and I don't even know how to add them in there. I'm not exactly the best computer guy, so when it comes to editing and all that stuff, so you guys get raw, uncensored, crazy me doing crazy that I do. So anyway, it's getting to be about dinner time. I'm gonna go in, chill out a little bit. I gotta work tomorrow, so I'm gonna button this thing up, and I will try to show next bit of progress during the week. Work on it after work. So anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to keep up with it. I'm hoping to have it running in a couple weeks, but it'll probably be 4. I hope not. That's usually the way my luck goes. I've had this truck here for probably 2 months now, but I had a whole bunch of stuff fall in my lap. Like I said in the last video, dump truck, family events, just everything. So anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe, share, like, do all that stuff that we all want you to do to help us out, if you would please. Guys, have a good day.